Hello, hello, hello. Hi, people. Hi. How are y'all doing? Waiting to see if somebody will join in with me here in a minute. Just looking at the hood on my Mustang, my 98 Mustang GT. Those of you who tune in late may remember I had to redo the clear coat restorer on that because I messed it up. So I did do that, and I have reapplied the DPC Shield ceramic coating on top of that. And I was going to put the SiO2 sealant on it, but it's supposed to wait 24 hours. It hadn't been quite 24 hours yet, even though I'm pretty sure it's cured enough. I'm not quite sure. So I'm going to hold off on that for a while. At least a few more hours while I work on another project. I haven't ceramic coated my wheels yet because I figure I'll do all that at one time, because when my clear coat restorer comes in and I redo the rest of the car, I will do ceramic coating over that as well. And when I do that, I'll do these, because I don't like uncorking that bottle any more than I have to, because the air gets in there to it and reduces the shelf life on it. But oh boy, everybody I guess has heard the weather reports. Some big storms coming in, I suppose. It's kind of waiting on somebody to show up here. Maybe they will in a minute. It's the middle of the day. People are busy, 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 busy. I'm not quite so busy here at Mike's Magic Auto Detail and Paint Enhancement here in Sharpsburg. But hopefully that'll change pretty soon. What I'm going to work on here for the next while is my motorcycle. It's a 1993 Honda Nighthawk 750. And it really needs some attention. My motorcycle, Richard's what I'm talking about. I was talking about waiting on this to cure. Hey, buddy. But my Honda Nighthawk 750 has been severely neglected for many, many months now. So, since I don't have a project lined up for the next day or so, which is alright, gives me a chance to catch up on my stuff, Richard. Now I've been working on the Mustang and just waiting on curing and more products to come in. I'm going to work on my 93 Honda Nighthawk 750, which has been severely abused here lately. It is filthy. It's had to sit out in the rain for days on end, and I'd pull it in, and then it'd sit in here next to a car while I was buffing and stuff, and crap, it'd sling all over it. So it is filthy, Richard. Filthy, filthy, filthy. And I mean, it's a 93, so it's not perfect to begin with. I'll come in here a little bit so you can see all kind of stuff on that fender right there and everywhere else. And where there's some adhesive residue from where I had a for sale sign taped here. That's child's play. A little 3M adhesive remover will take, my fiber cloth will take that right off. Hey, Missy Lane, how you doing, sweetie? And I mean, this thing is dirty. You can see there's a bug spatter from one of the few times I did drive it. I don't drive it very often. The tank is all grubby. The exhaust is all grubby, the motor, everything. I mean, this thing is nasty. There's some tape residue where I had stuff taped to the seat there. Right there, there's a little piece of tape still on there. That'll all come off. Easy, 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 easy. So, what I was going to do is show y'all right quick some of the tools that I have assembled for this project, since I'm not going to pull out in the driveway. You don't need buckets and hoses and all that stuff for motorcycles. You just don't. So one thing I've got here, I've got my steamer. Yep, a steamer. It's warming up. It'll be hot in just a minute, and I'll use it on all kind of places here. It does a really good job of blasting stuff away before you even get started, really. And I've got my bucket of Optimum no rinse wash there with a couple wash mitts, the long fingered ones as we talked about before. I'll use that on certain parts of this along with the microfiber towels y'all have seen me display in the past. And then I got out a bunch of stuff that I anticipate that I might need, so I can pull it around with me on this roll around cart. You can see I've assembled quite a bit of stuff here. But you know, sometimes you need that on motorcycles. All these little nooks and crannies and hard to get to places. I've got all different sizes of detail brushes. They're all soft bristle. I think that's horsehair. I can't remember. They're all soft bristle. I've got more than this. That's a soft bristle. It says it's an ultra soft body brush, although I would never use that on the body. Never, ever, ever, ever. Here's another soft horsehair. I believe it's horsehair. It's an interior and upholstery brush for, you know, cleaning your leather and vinyl and all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure if I'll need that or not. Got one of my little drill brushes out here because I'm probably going to need that. I got me a plastic razor blade in case I need that. These are all polishing tips. You can see how small they are. And they go, I keep it attached permanently to this old buffer here. What you do is you turn that thing on, so I can get it out where you can see it here. And then when the buffer turns on, this little pad rotates and you can polish with it. And you can see that's flexible. You can kind of go everywhere you need to. All those little nooks and crannies up under door handles. You know how those get scratched up under the door handle? Mostly from you ladies with your fingernails. And I've got all kind of different pads out here. I've got my regular long throw dual action buffer here, which I'm not sure I'm going to need this. And I've got, because I have this small dual action buffer here, I've got it out with a variety of pads, cutting pads, polishing pads, finishing pads. And you can see on my rotary here, I've put the extension on that with a 3-inch backing plate for the pads for whatever I need. It's good for doing small areas like on this motorcycle. You can then reach into places with this where normally the body of the buffer would be in the way. Oh, and I've got the old standby Q-tips out. See, I mean, for that nano buffer, you can see I've got all kinds of pads and different shapes and stuff for that. Whew, just some of the stuff that I'm going to be probably using today. Probably use some of it, but not all of it. But I like to have it pretty close at hand. And, you know, the first thing I'm going to do is steam this thing. I've got a little bit of ONR in the tank of the steamer, the rinseless wash, so that as I'm steaming, I will be getting some cleaning. As you remember, I've described to you before, that's ONR, that optimum no rinse solution, has what they call surfactants in it that find the dirt, they encapsulate it, and they lift it away from the surface. Hey, Miss Linda and Miss Nita. Yeah, I got all kind of people watching here. So it helps to clean, and you don't need your hose. And it, you know, that steam gives you a little bit of extra oomph getting in all those little hard to reach places, particularly on a motorcycle. You know, I sometimes for really difficult and really dirty tires and wheels and stuff like that haven't been used in a while, sometimes I'll use it on those. It makes it child's play, especially when you foam them and then steam them. And you know, I showed you the foaming process before, but we're going to get started on this old Honda Nighthawk 750. It's mine, Miss Linda and Miss Nita. That's my motorcycle. I don't ride it very often, but it's crying out for a good cleaning. And I'll just pan back around here quickly and show you guys some of the other tools that I'm anticipating using today. Man, that's a mess, ain't it? I tell you, some of the most valuable tools I've bought for stuff like this is this attachment that goes on the end of a rotary buffer, and that pad spins and you can get in all those little places. And as you can see in this bag here, I've got all different grades of pads and sizes and shapes. You know, little bitty cutting pads, that's what those are down there. And I've got some other pads laid out here for my other buffers. So probably won't use that one. I probably will use this one and this one. Those are both dual action buffers. This is a long throw. No, that's a rotary right there. And that's a DA. I'm sorry. That's the long throw over there. I get confused myself. I got so many buffers and stuff out here. And I've got my tape out in case I need to tape anything off and so forth and so on. And I've even got this little pad right here. It's got a cushion in there for either the rotary or the small dual action. It's a 3-inch, and that is 6,000 grit sandpaper. That's what that is. Good for when you got some scratches in there that just buffing by itself won't take out. And trust me, I had a bunch of them on that motorcycle. Some of them I inherited when I bought it. I bought it a couple years ago. It obviously used since it's a 93. But I'm going to get started on this, folks, and we'll see how it goes. And I'll catch you guys back up later. Thank you for tuning in.